So what we have is we have a logo. I apologize it didn't record, so let's just redo that recording here. Okay, so I've got a sketch here. And so what I want to do is I want to take this sketch and I want to drop it into Illustrator. The company's name is Bighteyes, which is a cross between like an eye, but I'm also, the concept is kind of like a meteor or something flying through space. And so with a flame or something like that. So here it is. So I scanned it as a JPEG, and I'm going to take the JPEG image and I'm going to just open up Illustrator and drop it right into Illustrator. So you're going to see the object, and you see this black box. That's actually the screen. So what you want to do is zoom out of it. All right. And so once you zoom out of it, you want to scale it. Now, there's also different ways of scaling it. So you could go, if you right click, you'll find in here, there's a scale tool, but the easier way to do it is to go, let me see, I'm just going to go ahead and just hold it down and just with this black arrow and just make it smaller. And then I'll put it on my page. And I'm not really that concerned about the size of it right now because it is a vector based. So it doesn't really matter the size. I can always rescale it. And so there it is. Now that cross, that blue line, that's nothing you need to worry about. That's just showing the center of it. It's just, it's not really there. But what I should probably do is in my layers, and the way we get that is we go to the window, make sure our layers is on. And I'm going to just go ahead and make a new layer. And I'll call this my lines or my design. All right, whatever you want to call it. Okay. And so that original layer, I want to make sure I lock that and I can turn it off because I want to go over this and I don't want to be, I don't want to move this around. Right. So there it is. So I'm going to do something pretty quick. So I'm on the design. What I'm going to do then is, my palette is here. I'm going to just do an oval. I guess I've got a circle here. Let's just see the fastest way to do this. And so again, you're going to need to just figure out what's easiest for you. So I don't want to do a square. Let's right click on here and do the ellipse tool. So let's do one here. Let's go, let's do an ellipse like that. All right. And so I'm going to just go over, and one of our students had a great idea last time was the opacity. Maybe make this opacity at like, let's do like 60. Where I can see through it. What a great idea that was. All right. So it's not going to be perfect, right? But my sketches weren't perfect, but I'm okay with that. I'll go with that. Maybe I'll make that one. What color should that be? It doesn't really matter. Let me see here. I think, what did I end up doing with this thing? Hold on. Let's make that blue. All right. So I'll make that blue. I'll say okay. And the other thing to notice, so did that work here? Let's see, why is that blue, okay. Why is that not activating? Hold on, everybody. View. Preview. All right, let's just see what's going on here. All right, line, fill, not the name fill. There we go. Why is that not working here? So let's go here. All right, cancel. Let's select this one. Come on. We'll just do some random blue. There it is. Okay, maybe it was because it was transparent, but there it is. I'll do another one because I have this other. So I'll just go ahead. And so what I'm trying to do here, everybody, is I'm trying to just work with my sketches, right? So I'll do a yellow. I'll try that. All right. So far, so good. I can always turn this off to see what I'm doing. Okay. Remember, that's transparent back there. So then let's go ahead and I'll make a new layer right now. And I'm going to say, all right, so this is going to call flame or whatever you want to do. So this is the flame, my new layer. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm in the flame layer. Let's maybe put it behind the other one. All right. And let's go ahead and make that. I'll make this a different color. I'm just going to grab my line tool. Pen, and I'm just going to start here and just make a flame, just clean this up a little bit. I'm going very quickly. You probably want to spend a lot more time than I am. And put that there and then close that up. Now, because it's behind the layer, it's going to show behind. So remember, like on my layers, if right? So if I want that behind the object, I would just bring that down. So let's go ahead though. This is getting a little confusing for me. Let's change this opacity to 100. All right, so I can kind of really see what it is. And then let's make the last one here. This, I guess this is the outside of the eye or whatever this design is. And I'll just go ahead here and I'm going to remember less is more. And I will click, let's see, something that's approximately the center of this thing, eyeballing it and bring this down. And I'd probably be better off just doing a half and flipping it, mirroring it, because this is not going to be completely accurate, but that's okay. I can clean all this stuff up later. So I'm not clicking, but I'm hovering over and these lines here, trying to make it somewhat symmetrical if I can. All right, there it is. Now this is a great time then to make this opaque. Like we had talked about, maybe I'll go ahead and make this like 50, just so I can work on this. And then I'll come up here and let's go over here. I've got to clean this up a little bit. A couple more things I need to do. So all I'm doing is clicking and holding it down. I'll go here, click it, and then I'll close it up. Push enter here, escape. A couple things I need to fix here. I noticed this one's really goofy. So a lot of these don't look right. I'll move that over here. Let's make that I need to go make that a corner. So let's click this point here. All right, I'm basically almost done with this thing. I'll make this a corner and I'm pretty much done with this. This is just a concept. I'll say black. Okay, let's change the opacity back to 100. All right. And then we'll turn what's behind it off. And obviously I can clean all this up. So there's a really quick and dirty logo. A couple things that we want to do when we save it. We want to save it as two types of files. You want to save it as so I'm going to save this as an Illustrator file. You can also save it as an Adobe PDF, just so long as you have that ability to edit it. So I'll just go ahead here. I'm going to change. This is not in that. I'll put it here, company logo, and I'll say Bighteyes Logo 3. All right, and I'll say save. I'm just going to do this as Illustrator. The only downside with the Illustrator is it only opens up in Illustrator. So I could also, now here, if you create a PDF, that means that you can open it as a PDF file. The other thing I want to do though is I want to save it as, or I think I got to do export. Let's just see. Export as, I want to save it as a PNG file. And I'll explain that. We'll learn more about PNGs later, but PNGs are great because they have what's called an alpha channel. If you notice, it says background. I can make it white, but I can also make it transparent. So I'll say, okay. And that's very handy when we start to apply it to different surfaces. But that's all I really need to do today. I obviously would spend a lot more time and start cleaning this up. But what we've accomplished here is I've taken a sketch, I've dragged it into Illustrator, I've scaled it down, and then I with layers, I locked it, and then I just started doing this sort of thing. So again, less is more. Your logos, you should keep them as simple, but yet, enough that there's some sort of visual impact and that there's some tie-in to what the company name is and does. Now for me, the company, if I would have talked more about this when I worked with the advertising agency, let me go back. The advertising agency, I had my logo, but what they came up with was kind of the tagline. And so we talk about taglines. We talk like Nike, just do it. What they did with their tagline for me was bright ideas for your office, right? So it's bright ideas. Company's name is Bighteyes Furniture. I didn't have to do all that much. We did have to. Let me zoom in a little bit. They did come up with this font that they liked. But that's my design in the logo. That's what it ended up being. And the tagline for the company was bright ideas for your office. A lot of fun, a lot of work, 15 years of a all-nighter, it felt like, but it was a great experience. So all you need to worry about is the logo. So I'm going to stop the recording. So let's stop the recording. Okay.